changes, and they're both enforced from last week's first leg. They've got Antonio Adan in goal, Jeremiah St. Just at the back alongside Usmane Diamande, who's in for the suspended Sebastian Coates.
Gonzalo Ignacio is
the other of the three centre-backs. A midfield four of Ricardo Escai, Manuel Ugarte, who's in for Marita, who's suspended as well, Pedro Gonçalves and Matthias Reis, and the two of Marcus Edwards and Machado Trincao
walking along with you with this
Fernandez.
Hopefully this will be a great game, and we are going to see
our referee tonight is Antonio Matteo.
Hopefully this game is going to be a very good game. We'll see as we continue to watch this game together and this stream, well, in this stream today. My prediction is going 3-1 to Arsenal, and I don't care about beating the Russia beat, don't care about anything. Come on, Arsenal, we're going to win today. I'm not an Arsenal fan, but I'm going 3-1 Arsenal because I think you're very positive about the last game that Arsenal played. They played really well against Sporting last time. So let's coming up to 8 o'clock and kickoff's about to start. We're going to reload this page and we're going to reload the other page, and we're going to make sure all of this is starting nice and fine. We're going to go stream and let's get it up and going. The scores for today's games have been as they stood. Man United beat Real Betis 1-0. Sevilla lost 1-0. Shakhtar lost 7-1. Juventus won 2-0. Arsenal are 0-0, 0-0, 0-0, and 0-0 in all the games are at the minute.
Sporting get us underway again and try and run the ball out of defence, but they've unfortunately passed it straight over the sideline. That was Ugarte. Not a great start for him. So Arsenal get the throw. It's thrown back inside their own half to William Saliba. He plays it forward to Granit Xhaka. It's come back to Gabriel and back to Saliba.
As what we do see part of the stream today, there is
and it's come back to
an
Aaron Ramsdale
on the goal.
He kicks it out
He
over
has got one goal by Leverkusen,
though, and be laid back to
Brent Cavaroff, and they are winning 1-0 at the minute in today's game.
Goal. They build again up the right hand side this time. The ball swept from right to left, but finds an Arsenal
we'll give you updates, and we'll talk about
but it's picked up in the centre circle again by
Diamande. Arsenal, and we will do an update for
back to his central defensive partner Gonzalo Ignacio.
So we are going to keep you updated,
and
it's 0-0
in all the games
except the Bayern
Leverkusen
versus Frank Cavaroff game.
Pass out of
well, it is
1-0
to
Bayern, and
Leverkusen
Arsenal were able to gather the ball. Sporting, though, have it back in their own half.
As you see, we're doing these streams, we tell you, and I tell you, exactly
Inacio,
where I
and he
watch
plays it
these
to
commentaries.
Diamande.
I don't watch commentaries, where I watch this, and where
Well,
I
Leverkusen
from.
have scored an early goal in
I
their
get
game
my
against
commentaries from
Ferencváros of Hungary, so they now lead
Flash
3-0
Score
on
website,
aggregate
and I get this ticker, the play-by-play
in that
ticker
game.
that you see on the screen right now on the right
The ball's back
side.
with Saliba
I
for
get
Arsenal.
that from
Now to,
footmob.com, and you can get it from the Footmob app. You can get
in
it from
fact,
there.
it's
You
at the
can
feet
get
of
commentary from
Saliba
the
now. He gives
Footmob
it
app
to
as
Tomiyasu.
well. The best commentary comes
Tomiyasu
from
again,
the
back
Flash
to
Score.
Saliba.
It's an official
Plays
commentary that you can use in your
slightly
stream,
forward, but
so
Arsenal
you
have
can
run
carry
themselves
on
into
and use
trouble,
it.
and
So we can carry
Sporting have
on
it.
and let's get the
25
game
yards
going.
from
Let's
the
get the game
Arsenal
started
goal.
on my iPad.
Arsenal
So I'm
crowd
starting
around them
again,
and force
so
them
we
back,
can watch
though.
the game as we
Made
go along.
atoned in part, at least, for the error. It's come to Diamande in
I
the
will
centre
mute my
circle
mic and I will
to
come back if there's any
Inacio.
updates.
He's almost
Thank
caught in
you
possession, but not
for
quite.
watching, and
Ugarte
let's
rescues
continue
him.
watching.
Back to
See
Inacio
how the
again. He's
game goes
nearly given it
today.
away again. He passed it square, and Jesus was almost onto it, but not quite. And Sporting have it once more. They have it in the centre of the park. They cross the halfway line and play it out to this right-hand side. Cut in, put into the box, but headed away by Arsenal. Picked up again by Ugarte, who plays it now for Marcus Edwards, the Englishman in the Portuguese side. It's going to be Inacio to Diamande. Diamande forward. That was nice trickery. Very nice trickery by Trincao, and he's brought down by Tomiyasu. Turned the Arsenal man, who went through the back of him, brought him down. And so that'll be a free kick to Sporting. It's on the left-hand side. It's out midway inside the Arsenal half. Yeah, it's about midway inside the Arsenal half. It's between the left of the D and the edge of the 18-yard area if you draw a straight line. So this one's going to be drifted in, I think, left-footed. No, it's in fact it's left for Gonçalves. He played it to Marcus Edwards, but Edwards couldn't beat his man, and Arsenal can try and bring the ball away, but they've lost it. And Sporting have it once more. Trincao gives it to Rees. And they come all the way back to halfway to Diamande. Now they're running it through the centre circle, running it very purposefully through the centre circle. Played out to the right to Rees. He comes inside, drifts in across. It's headed away. It's a good start this by Sporting. They've taken the initiative in these early minutes. Here's Diamande, now in the centre circle, swept forward but too long, and it will go through to Aaron Ramsdale. And he bowls it out quickly. Arsenal seemingly wanting to play quickly, despite the fact that they've been under pressure in these early minutes. But we've got a stoppage anyway, because Tomiyasu's gone down. He's gone down and rolled down his right sock. Looks like it might be his calf, in which case it could be an early problem for Arsenal. Yeah, it looks like a calf. It was maybe he did it in the... Yeah, I think he did it in the incident with the foul on Trincao, because he overstretched. And I think maybe he's tweaked something in the process of that. He's not looking very happy. He's got his arms... He's sort of half sitting up with his arms behind him, talking to the physio, but he doesn't look very happy. It wouldn't surprise me if this was a very early change for Arsenal. He only came in tonight for Ben White, to give Ben White a bit of a breather, but it looks as though Ben White's going to have to play almost the entire 90 minutes and more. He's already got his tracksuit off and his shirt on, so it looks like he's ready to come on. Mikel Arteta imparting some instructions to his team, who've started the game quite slowly while this stoppage takes place. He's very animated. Lots of hand signals going on. And it looks as if Tomiyasu's night is over already with just 8 minutes played, he trudges to the sideline, and I'm sure he'll get a sympathetic hand from the Arsenal fans, but indeed that is the end of his night. I think that's a right calf strain, and so that could be a little while, you would think. Ben White takes some sort of energy food on board, ready to leap into the action, and he immediately gets a touch of the ball, plays it back to Saliba, and now to Ramsdale, who clears left-footed up towards the halfway line. It's flicked on, but to no one in particular, by Gabriel Jesus, and it's gone all the way through to Antonio Adan, who thinks about picking it up, but he doesn't. He just rolls it under his foot. I suspect if Jesus goes to get it, which he does now, he will pick it up, and it looks like he's going to clear it long rather than play it short. Indeed he does. He fires it left-footed over the halfway line, and Arsenal head wins it. In fact, wins it twice, but a little back flick plays it back deep into Arsenal territory, but Gabriel read that and picked it up and played it to Zinchenko, who crosses the halfway line, but he loses the ball in the process. Jorginho sweeps up for him, gets it back to Gabriel, and now to Saliba, who was playing last man, quite deep inside his own half. His ball forward doesn't work either, and here is Trincao again. He's given it out to a teammate on the left. He put the ball in, but they weren't able to make anything of that, and it's gone out for a goal kick. That was Paulino, the centre forward, but Gabriel stood in front of him and prevented him going beyond him, and the ball drifted harmlessly out. Ramsdale fires it over the halfway line. It's flicked on by Gabriel Jesus, but it comes back into the Arsenal half to Fabio Vieira, who now gets it to Gabriel. Back to Vieira again, still inside his own half. He comes to the right to Gabriel, now to Zinchenko in the centre. Back to Vieira. He comes out to the right to Ben White, who lays the ball forward, but that's a loose one, and Sporting can pick it up once more, play it up towards halfway, as they do. Here's Gonçalves. He sweeps it out to the right. Can they make something of this? They're forced back temporarily. Here's Agate, plays it out to the right once more. That's nice football. They're moving it around quite nicely here. Here's Diomande to Inacio. Move away inside the Arsenal half. He tries to go past his man, but he's forced back again. Here's Diomande. He laid it forward. It came back again into the centre circle to Ugarte, who will probably patrol that area as a defensive midfield player. Diomande out to Inacio again. Back to Diomande. Sporting seeing a lot of the ball early on here. Trincao tried to trick his way past White, didn't succeed in doing so, but Arsenal's ball forward is a loose one again, and it's lost. And Diomande has it deep inside his own half. He turns away from Jesus and looks to come forward again. Plays it instead to Gonçalves, who goes all the way back to Adan, and he plays it short out onto the Sporting right. That's a great ball forward, seeking out a man on the right edge of the area. He comes inside. He might have a crack. He did have a crack. Wow, that was close. That was close. That was a really good shot from the right hand side. I think it's Paulino that's actually had the shot. He made a great run into the channel, cut inside, came inside Gabriel as well, bent it with his left foot. It's just beaten the far post. Ramsdale was at full stretch. He was worried about that. He thought that might be sneaking in. It wasn't. But that's a let-off for Arsenal, who've been pretty sloppy in this first 13 minutes of the game, and they're under pressure again here. It's Edwards. They have it on the right side of the penalty area. It's played back to Ugarte. They've still got it on the right-hand side. Back to Ugarte again. Comes all the way back to Diamande in the centre circle. He sweeps it to Gonçalves. Back to Diamande. Arsenal pressing the ball, forcing them back, but Sporting keep it. Here's Rees. That's nice. Trincao spins away from Ben White, but Granit Xhaka slid in and Jorginho tied it up. But Arsenal are struggling here in these early minutes. They seem to lack cohesion. I don't know whether it's the 4 changes, but...
Hi there, and if you want to already know that
although now that's only 3 with Tomiyasu
gone
off
already, and it's
don't look themselves at the moment. Here's Zinchenko.
And the lineups go like this.
It's the pressure of the
4-3-3
evening, I don't know. Knockout football.
Zinchenko,
Here they have it on the right-hand side anyway with
Gabriel, Jorginho,
with Reece Nelson. It's lofted forward. That's a decent ball,
Saliba,
but it's just too long
Saliba,
for Gabriel Jesus. Adan read it well. Jorginho stroked it forward.
We have got Edwards.
It was a dangerous ball forward. I think Jesus had beaten the offside track, but the bounce took it through to Adan, and it came to nothing. Here are Sporting again, spinning the ball out to the right-hand side. That is also too long and has gone through to Ramsdale. So he can roll it out to Saliba.
3-4-3
walks the ball out of defence and plays it to Gabriel.
The coach for Arsenal is
Gabriel now to Zinchenko right on the left touchline. Back to Gabriel, still inside his own half. Plays it to Jesus, who's come short, almost to the halfway line.
Arsenal, Ben White,
3 or 4 in front of him. He goes back to Gabriel again, and this time wanders further forward. Saliba. Arsenal are trying to draw Sporting out and play a ball over the top. That seems to be the tactic. Granit Xhaka, who plays it to the left-hand side. It's into Zinchenko. That's a nice one too, but didn't break for Arsenal. And Diamande cleared it. Arsenal win it back again. This is better from them. Vieira out to Reece Nelson. Right side of the penalty area. Drifts a dangerous ball in. That's a good effort. Martinelli, it's poured away by Adan. I don't know whether it was going in, but he took no chances and poured the ball away to safety. That's better from Arsenal. They come again. They have the ball just inside the Sporting half with Jorginho to Gabriel. That's nice from Zinchenko out to the left-hand side.
What I am seeing is that Arsenal,
Granit Xhaka,
they're playing really good in defence-wise.
Jorginho.
What they're not doing...
An Arsenal player has been fouled, and it's Gabriel Jesus who stays down on the ground. Arsenal fans will be a little anxious about that.
And they are suspected to have more goals.
He's actually stood on his foot, Ugarte.
What we see is what we see.
Completely accidental.
Want to see the lineup? We have the lineup up for Sue.
Painful one, but it's not a dangerous one as far as Gabriel's concerned, which Gunners fans will be really happy about after his long layoff. It's given Arsenal a free kick anyway. It's about 10 yards in from the left touchline, midway inside the Sporting half. Reece Nelson and Fabio Vieira are over the ball. They played it short. Vieira plays it back, and it comes to Xhaka, who plays it to the right hand side now for Arsenal. Back to Xhaka again, lifted forward,
and I'll go back to the
headed
game.
Out
and
only as far as Fabio Vieira on the left hand side. He drifts a good ball in, but Diamande won it. It's only come to the edge of the area to Reece Nelson, and now to Jorginho. That's a lovely pass to Martinelli, who goes down, but the referee waves play on. He's not interested in that. He thought that was theatrical from Martinelli. I'm sure VAR will look at it, but I don't think they'll overrule it. So Sporting can bring the ball out once more. They cross the halfway line with Inacio. Inacio back to Diamande, to Inacio once more. He sweeps it all the way back to St Just, and Arsenal clear it out for a throw-on. A few Arsenal players saying to the referee, why isn't that a penalty? It was actually Vieira that broke into the box.
What I just missed was this. 1 goal
but,
for
no,
Arsenal.
there was nothing wrong with that at all. In fact,
Arsenal right
Vieira
now,
could have been in trouble there for going down with no contact. He could have been booked for
Arsenal
that.
just scored. Do you want to know who scored?
It's not really the best.
It is.
But here are Arsenal through this time. Good stop by Adnan, but it's broken and it's in. My apologies, my picture was halved there by events elsewhere, but Arsenal have taken the lead through Granit Xhaka. There was an initial shot which Adnan kept out, but it only came out as far as Xhaka and he rifled it back into the net.
Really behind.
We'll need to see the replay, because as I say, my picture got halved.
Isn't working very good today. No,
While I was looking at that, it was hard to see what was going on. In the meantime, in the wake of the goal, Zinchenko's getting some instructions. There was a long ball forward. I think it's Vieira that gets on the ball. He puts it out to the left-hand side. It's Martinelli who breaks in. It's a good stop, but it comes back out into a dangerous area. And Xhaka's able to bury it. Came off the right leg of the goalkeeper.
Which is
Xhaka has buried it.
You can't actually do the replay of the goal.
It's a great finish. Super finish by Xhaka into the far corner. And Arsenal lead 1-0.
No way am I going to talk about it because
Arteta punches the air in celebration. It's a strange celebration from Xhaka. He's put his thumb on his nose. And as if to almost sort of mimic the crowd. That's his second goal in Europe this season, and it's put Arsenal ahead on aggregate. But they have another problem here because William Saliba is limping, and he's going to have to leave the field, I think. So defensive problems here for Arsenal. Big defensive problems here for Arsenal. William Saliba leaving the action with a look of dismay on his face. Rob Holding is on the field. It's a very rare appearance for him. But Arsenal 3-2 ahead on aggregate now in this tie. 3-2 ahead, but they've lost 2 defenders since the start of the game, and we've only been playing for 21 minutes. Well, how will Sporting respond to that setback? They have the ball in the left-back position. They lay it forward over the halfway line, but it's a wild one and it's out of play. Arteta's trying to get some instructions onto the field, perhaps to tweak the system a bit in light of Saliba going off. Arsenal fans will be hoping that that's not a long-term problem, because he's really been crucial to them this season. We'll have to find out later what the problem was there. Ben White takes the throw in. That's a nice spin from Gabriel Jesus, but he's tackled by Inacio and it's out for a throw to Arsenal. Down by the corner flag. Here's Jesus again. They try and come out of defence, but they lose the ball again to Sporting. And Arsenal have it with Jesus down by the byline, goes into the penalty area, goes over a leg, falls down, and I think he's going to be in trouble for diving here. I think he might be in trouble for diving. I'm not. Let's see what the referee's given here. It broke to Jesus. I think he's offside anyway. I think he's going to be offside anyway. He went past the defender and then went over. I don't think the defender's made any attempt to bring him down, in fact, Matthias Reis. And in any case, Jesus was offside, so VAR don't have to adjudicate that. And we're underway again with
Don't
Zinchenko.
have to
Goal scorer
worry.
Xhaka bursts through the centre of the pitch, gets it to Vieira, who beats one, goes down but isn't fouled, and Sporting can run it out of defence, but they lose it once more. They seem to have been rattled by that goal. The whistle's now gone because we've got a Sporting player down on the ground. The referee has a card out. It's Diamande that's down on the floor. It was Vieira that went down. Vieira went down. Diamande then picked the ball up, and I think Vieira has caught him as he's gone to clear the ball, and so Vieira's the man that's in the book. It's quite hard to work out what had happened there, really, because players on both sides going down, but it was Vieira's foul. Diamande's okay anyway. And Sporting can restart the game with a free kick halfway inside their half. Diamande plays it square to St Just, and he again plays it square to Diamande. Diamande tries to play it off an Arsenal player, but the clearance doesn't work out terribly well. Jorginho gets a foot in, but it will be a throw into Sporting on the right hand side, midway inside their half. Really, and Arsenal need to organise themselves after losing two defenders in the first 20 minutes. The throw-in sees Arsenal back in possession. It's come back to Rob Holding, and now to Ben White. Holding again. It's played all the way back by Zinchenko to Ramsdale, who chests it down in front of himself and fires it over the halfway line, but Inacio wins it for Sporting. Now Diamande sweeps it out to the right. They lay it down the line. It's come off an Arsenal foot, so it'll be a Sporting throw if it goes, but Holding makes sure it doesn't. He retrieves it and plays it back to Ramsdale. Ramsdale then immediately plays it back to him, and Holding runs it out of his penalty area. Plays it to the left to Gabriel. Now Zinchenko lays it forward, plays a little 1-2, plays it towards the halfway line, but Jesus didn't do well with that, and Sporting now have it on the right edge of the Arsenal area. Edwards ran at his man, but Arsenal did well to get that one away, and now they can attack through the centre of the pitch with Martinelli. Martinelli sends it out to the right-hand side to Fabio Vieira. He plays it all the way back, though, to White, 10 yards inside the half. Jorginho midway inside Sporting territory to Zinchenko, out to the left hand side, drifted into the box but too long and through to Adan. Jesus has had a few sniffs, but goal that puts them ahead on the night through Granit Xhaka, and they're ahead on aggregate 3-2. The ball is with Ramsdale, who lets it run back into his penalty area and picks it up. Retreats back to the centre spot, puts his right foot on the ball and then plays it out to his left to Gabriel. Gabriel plays it back to him and he pick up the loose ball, and they come forward through Gabriel Jesus. Nobody's going towards him, so he keeps running, lays the ball off. Here's Zinchenko. Left edge of the penalty area. Martinelli plays the ball across. It hits St Just and goes behind for a corner. A corner to Arsenal. First corner of the game, I think. After 25 minutes. That was nicely played to Martinelli. He was onside. Jesus wouldn't have been if it had gone into him, but it didn't reach him. I think it's Fabio Vieira that's gone across to take the corner. Plenty of Arsenal bodies in there. It's played to the edge of the box to Zinchenko. The referee really got in his way, but he's played it through. There's a good shot. Well held by Adan. That was Martinelli finding space. Referee got in Zinchenko's way, but here come here come Porto. Here come Lisbon on the break. Good shot from Edwards, but it hits a defender.
I feel like
Cannon's
I'm not
back into Arsenal possession.
Arsenal
giving it away though. Here's Ugarte. Gets it out to the
been a really good
right-hand side.
The more possession
Back
is
to
CP because
Gonçalves.
Obviously, in my opinion,
Back to Inacio and now
Arsenal
to
have been
Diamande in the
better.
centre circle.
They've been all scrappy as they have.
Diamande,
It's been a free kick
Ivorian
now that has been taken
teenager
for
to
Arsenal
the side
free
tonight
kick.
for Coates.
Because the Sporting
It's gone all the way
CP
back to
guy,
St.
he
Just,
just tackled him on the side,
plays it out
and
to the
pulled him
right
down.
touchline, gets
And
it
it
back
was just-
again. He's midway inside his own half, just walking the ball forward, looking for someone to play it to. Plays it up towards halfway. It's a nice spin.
Very, very
Which
poor
allows
from the
Lisbon to keep the ball.
guy, wasn't it? Very, very poor they've been.
It's Edwards who was on the ball, but he's been too physical there, giving away a free kick. That was a good quick clearance by Adam, which very nearly
And Arsenal just about to
allowed
the ball, and they nearly scored a goal. They just
Lisbon
kicked
to,
it, and it went
profit,
straight direct
but-
to the goalie's hand. It was nearly a goal for Arsenal.
Zinchenko did well to make the block. Speaking
Probably
of
not one of
Zinchenko, he's on the
the
ball on the
strongest
halfway line.
lineup Sporting have got
He
today.
gives it to
But
Holding, and
Arsenal
now
got a
to Gabriel,
brilliant-
who's
Brilliant lineup.
playing as the left
Their
of the three
goalkeeper in
centre-backs
mind
now.
are much brilliant. So Sport are much really good. Sporting.
It's laid forward by
goalkeepers, mind.
Zinchenko, that's
What
nice.
Sporting need to do
Arsenal
is
now
fix
with
their
Jesus, goes past one,
Fix
goes
their
past two, and then
in their
gets
legs open
a
to
glove
one,
on
and
it.
the ball's coming off.
ricochets
And the ball
away.
then can make
Jesus, but he got the last touch, it went over the dead ball
loads
line and
of
out for a
room
goal
between
kick.
the
He
legs.
did well there, he went past two, got into the area, got it onto his left foot. Adan,
They're keeping the legs
kept the
up too
ball
wide,
out.
so players are able to kick
and
their
Jesus
balls.
went to play it back in again, he could only play it behind. But Adan probably kept his side in the tie there, because 2-0 down would have been a long way to come back from. Against an informed Arsenal side who seem to have woken up after a sloppy start. Adan lays the ball forward, it's far too long, it's going to go all the way through to Ramsdale.
And the game
Allows
is coming
Holding
on.
to pick up the
There
running,
is
just outside his
nearly
own penalty area.
go for West
Now
Ham,
to
but
Gabriel.
don't go for West Ham. It's 1-0
Gabriel
West
back to
Ham.
Ramsdale.
And we can continue this game
Oh, that's
by
a
watching
loose
this
one
game.
from Ramsdale. Holding just about manages to
And
keep
if we
hold
can
of
have
it.
a sponsor,
But
we can have a
White's ball
sponsor.
out's not a
There is
good
no
one.
sponsor for this
Sporting have
game yet,
possession.
but if we can have a sponsor, I would love a sponsor.
Inacio can't keep it though. And
Uesha, and
Jesus sprays it
Flash
to his left to
the BBC. Thanks for
Zinchenko,
watching,
who's
and continue watching
gone
this
over the
video,
halfway line
we'll be
and
back
played it out to
with the
Fabio
best commentary
Vieira.
I'm talking right now in about
now back to Rob Holding in the centre
just for
circle.
me doing it every so
Also
few
slowing
minutes
it down briefly.
coming back and talking and
White
having a
now,
little chat and seeing what's
Up
going
to
on.
Reece Nelson. We've not seen
Other
a lot
than
of him.
that, we are going to listen to the
Jorginho
stream, and we are going
To
to.
Granit Xhaka, who's now in the
Other
centre
than that,
circle.
we are going to have the stream
Out to
up
Martin
on the screen
on
today,
the left.
and there.
Back again to Xhaka. Now to Jorginho. Just on the edge of the centre circle in the Sporting half. Gabriel slows it down to walking pace again. Jorginho nearly give the ball away, but Vieira does well to win it back, or to keep hold of it. And now White has it, 10 yards inside the Sporting half. He lofts the ball over the top. I'm sure that's going to be offside. The Arsenal man latches onto the ball, but the flag's gone up. It looked offside from the moment he laid the ball forward. Martinelli, who'd drifted into that offside position. He was just over eager to make the run into the gap between the centre-backs. If he could have delayed that a fraction, that could have been very interesting. But he went too soon. So free kick to Sporting on the edge of their box. Goalkeeper Adam is going to take that. Diamande now out of defence to the right hand side. It's lofted forward, it's looking for Paulino. It doesn't reach him. be played by Gabriel now. And now Jorginho. Zinchenko. That's nice. Inside to Xhaka, still inside the Arsenal half. They've now worked the space, which allows Ben White to come over the halfway line. His ball forward finds Nelson, but he attempts to find Vieira but doesn't succeed. But it's worked out to the left-hand side to Martinelli, about 15 yards from the touchline. Gets the ball back again off a defender, plays it back to Holding. They're just trying to manoeuvre the ball around and work Sporting out of their shape. It's White into the centre of the field to Xhaka. He somewhat luckily retains possession, having looked like he was going to give it straight to Edwards.
And we are back with another commentary.
Gabriel now, and
it's coming very close from Arsenal, and what happened? Arsenal moved forward the goal. They were just taken down by
the ball out to the left-hand side. Can Martinelli get there?
And
he does, just about.
And
holds the ball up. He's under pressure from a scowl.
There we go.
But he gets
and
the
there's
ball
also
into
been a yellow card in this game by
Jesus, but Jesus can't find his way around
it's 65th minute, and
sizable presence of
we've got about 10 minutes until
Diamando, who does enough to put him off.
Arsenal have got the ball, they got
and it runs out for a goal kick.
They kick the ball to an Arsenal player. Lovely pass out.
35 minutes now gone.
Lovely
Arsenal
ball.
Won.
Out it goes. And out the ball goes.
Arsenal lead 3-2 on aggregate.
And they are now protesting for a yellow card.
Here are Sporting playing the ball over the halfway line. Trincão's giving chase, but White's too quick for him. Gets it back to Ramsdale, who can clear it left-footed. He does so up towards halfway. Breaks to Zinchenko. Zinchenko now to Vieira, who can run it over the halfway line on the right here. To Jesus, who's made a really good run. Tucks it back inside towards Reece Nelson, but
we won't be back with
Nelson thought he'd played it off a Sporting player and wants a corner, but he's not going to get it.
Game on Saturday, hopefully.
But that was good again from Jesus. This is reminding Arsenal fans of all the good work that Jesus did.
And I'll try and go live on his
early in the season.
Maybe him I'll go live with.
Running into those spaces, he's finding gaps between defenders.
And there'll be no more live
possibilities for others.
Saturday. So just enjoy the rest of the stream.
Eddie Nketiah, who's now injured himself, did well.
We'll keep up the
Jesus' absence.
We'll keep up the side of the screen on.
They've missed his
we'll keep that up.
Really up front.
And we'll keep the scores up.
Back with Adan.
If you want to carry on watching the stream,
the Sporting goal.
I fully recommend it. If you want the
Plays
scores,
it to his left.
If you want the scores,
and it's
don't go
forward towards halfway.
Stay here. And if you want
Arsenal head wins it.
Things in the chat,
Reece gets a header in.
I don't care. Come on.
An Arsenal player is clattered from behind. This is Granit Xhaka, in fact, who was pushed over. Arsenal don't want another injury. They've had two already. And they really don't want an injury to Xhaka. He's had a really good season, and he's a powerful presence in that midfield. They've taken the free kick. And Rob Holding has it, lays it over halfway. It's a good ball, and Jesus has come short again. He actually gets it beyond three players. Vieira lays the ball out to the left edge of the area. Here's Martinelli. He tries to lay it through. It's broken well for them. Back to Martinelli. He tries a shot. It's blocked. It's come to the edge of the area again, though. And here is White trying to poke one through into a congested penalty area. But an Arsenal player has run offside, and it'll be a free kick to Sporting, who can therefore relieve the pressure. More barked instructions from Mikel Arteta, who, if it's possible, is even more animated than usual. Yeah, the ball that came in from the left, the player had gone too early and was offside. Ruben Amorim would have been pleased with the way his side started this game in the first 15 minutes, but they've been a little rattled since the Arsenal goal. They clear ball through Adam. It's going to come to their left back position, to Inacio, who goes back to Adan again. He plays it up towards halfway. Arsenal win the header though. It's going to come to Nelson. Well, that's loose though from Arsenal, and that's not a very good challenge, I would have to say. And it's given Sporting a free kick. That was Jorginho. That wasn't his best challenge of the evening, that's for sure. Straight through the back. Straight through the back of his man. That would have been quite painful, you would think. Sporting have a free kick anyway inside their own half. And they play it back to Diomande. Diomande back to the left again to Inacio. He lays it forward, but Arsenal win it back. Here's Rob Holding. Any of you joining us late, he's on because William Saliba went off injured. And Tomiyasu had already gone to be replaced by Ben White. Tomiyasu lasted 8 minutes before his calf gave in. White lays the ball forward. He was looking for Nelson, but he didn't find him. Here's Diomande on the edge of his own penalty area. He plays around with it too much and he loses it. Arsenal have it in a dangerous position, but the ball into the box hits a Sporting man and they can clear it. Inacio will clear it down the left. Well, that could be useful. Here's Trincao, but I think it's going to run too far for him and enable Ramsdale to launch it back into the Sporting half, which he does. Comes off a Sporting head. Jesus was interested for a minute, but it went through to Adan. He plays it out to the right hand side. St Just crosses the halfway line. A burst between three defenders. He's still going. Got to the edge of the area. Oh my word. It was a brilliant run. It was a sensational run. But the final shot was the shot of a defender. He burst through a gap, got to the edge of the area in a central position, and then fired one which would have been great at Twickenham but wasn't very good at the Emirates. It was almost landed in the top tier, I think. But at least that's some encouragement for Ruben Amorim, who encourages his side with a clap of the hands. It's a storming run from St Just, but an awful shot. Here's Ramsdale clearing for Arsenal over the halfway line. It's going to run all the way through to Adan. Martinelli was trying to get on the end of it, but it was just too long. And Sporting can try and play it out of defence again. That's nice in the centre. It's broken for Edwards. He's got Paulinho up with him. He's played the ball too long though. That's a shame. That's a real shame, because Edwards had done a lot of the hard work there and he just overhit the pass. He just overhit the pass. He was onside as well, Polina, but too long. A wasted opportunity for Sporting to catch Arsenal on the counter. A puff of the cheeks from Ramsdale before he launches another one right-footed over the halfway line. It's won by Sporting, but Arsenal pick the bits up. Jesus can't go past his man this time though. It's an untidy play on this left-hand side, and it's out for a throw to Sporting, which Matthias Rees is going to take. Tried to steal a few yards and was sent back. Here's Inacio, goes all the way back to Adan, who fires it forward. Arsenal win it again. And Granit Xhaka lays it off to Zinchenko. Zinchenko's ball forward is intercepted though by Diomande, and that means Sporting can come again. Here's Ugarte, midway inside his own half. He stands on the ball and then plays it to the left. It's laid forward to the halfway line. Here's Trincao, but he's Ben White, who did really well. And now Arsenal have it on the left-hand side with Zinchenko. Played further forward towards Martinelli. Martinelli, 15 yards from the byline, tried to play it off a Sporting player, but Arsenal lost the ball. Sporting come out of defence. That's a good burst again. Good burst forward. Played back. That's nice football. But yeah, that was tough for Paulino to try and keep in down by the dead ball line. He's played it off for a throw. We're seeing a replay of the goal from earlier on. Martinelli's shot kept out by the leg of Adan, but swept in by Granit Xhaka to give Arsenal the lead on the night and the lead on aggregate. But it's a slender one. 3-2 on aggregate, 1-0 on the night. Arsenal have a throw deep inside their own half, not very far from their left corner flag. It's played back into their penalty area, but volleyed clear by Holding, but only to Diamandi in the centre circle. He goes left to Inacio, and he comes even further left to Reese. Back to Inacio again. He plays it over the halfway line. That's nice football again from Sporting. Gonçalves and Edwards out to the right now. Back to Edwards on the edge of the box. He has a go. It hits an Arsenal man and goes behind for a corner. That was nicely worked by Sporting. They've played some tidy football in this first half when they've had the ball. And Edwards shot there, cannoned off an Arsenal man and behind before Ramsdale could retrieve it from the byline. So the big men can come forward for this. Diamandi is in the thick of it. There's some jostling in the penalty area, as there always is. It's going to be swung in from the right. In swinger. Oh, it's too long. It's too long and it just goes all the way through. Diamandi says he was fouled in the midst of all that. But the referee having a word with him, he's not particularly interested. Let's see what happened here. Well, he kind of ran into his man, really, and then went down. I don't think he's going to get that. I don't think there's enough there. We're in stoppage time at the end of the first half. There's a little bit of that because Arsenal have lost 2 players to injury. Tomiyasu and then Saliba, which has caused them a bit of defensive reorganisation. They pick the ball up here with Nelson, midway inside the Sporting half. Back to White, and now back to Holding. He drifts one forward down the right-hand side. Can Vieira keep it in? No, he can't. It skips across the turf and goes behind for a goal kick. Mikel Arteta won't be particularly impressed with that ball forward, but he'll be happy enough to be 1 goal to the good as half-time approaches. Arsenal fans can't be entirely comfortable yet. Tie's certainly not been put to bed. Here's Inacio. He lays it forward. That's nice from Trincao, who's pulled back by Xhaka, who will be booked. That was pretty unnecessary by Granit Xhaka. We've seen the good and bad of him in this first half. There was no real need for him to do that. Arsenal had plenty of players on the cover, but he's in the book. 2 minutes of stoppage time left at the end of the half. Inacio to Diamandi in the centre circle. Played forward into the Arsenal half, but it's played out over the sideline by Zinchenko for a throw to Sporting. They take it quickly, come back towards halfway. Here's St Just, who had that storming run just now. Ugarte, now to Inacio. Inacio advances midway inside the Arsenal half. Trincao, we've seen a few good things from him. Reese back to Trincao again. Back to Inacio. Are they going to manufacture a chance before half-time? Diamandi, now to St Just. Out to the right-hand side. Back to St Just again. And now Ugarte. Inacio, midway inside the Arsenal half. To the left. Plays it down the left-hand side. That's good from Gonçalves. He drifts one into the penalty area. It's gone right over to the right-hand side. It's played back to Edwards. Edwards, right corner of the penalty area. Now to St Just, further out to the right, back to St Just again. Are they going to manufacture something? Here's Agate. He advances. He's 25 yards out. He has a go, and that's pretty close. That was pretty close. It drifted just wide of Ramsdale's right-hand post. He was allowed to advance, and it was a really good, clean connection, that. He's got hold of that. He says it was deflected. Again, Ramsdale, as with one earlier in the half, was worried about that. It was deflected, so it is a corner. This will be the last action of the first half, I think. This corner from the left, which is half cleared. And that might be it. It's gone behind for a goal kick. And in fact, the half-time whistle has now gone. So at half-time, Arsenal lead through Granit Xhaka's goal. It was Martinelli's shot kept out by Adan, but Xhaka followed up to score. Marcus Edwards has gone close for Sporting, as has Ugarte, with his deflected shot just before half-time. And St Just had one storming run which ended in a shot over the top. Arsenal have lost a couple of players to injury. They've lost William Saliba and Takahiro Tomiyasu. So White has come onto the field, as has Rob Holding. But crucially at half-time, Arsenal have a slender advantage. They lead 1-0 on the night and 3-2 on aggregate. We'll be back with the second half from the Emirates. See you soon.